Hey everyone, and welcome back to the last Let's Build series, the one where we're building a B&M Invert, probably for the last time in Planet Coaster. Now, I do want to apologise for the lateness of this upload. I had quite a few issues with NVIDIA's Shadowplay recently, where I just trying to load the program and it would just keep erroring out, and it didn't take... It wasn't until I just completely reset the whole thing and had to just restart my computer several times that it decided to work. And, you know, I was trying to get into this and build some goddamn things, but for some reason it just wasn't working. But alas, it's fixed now, and I was able to record the rest of the episode. Now, one thing you're going to immediately notice with this episode is that we're starting out in Blender rather than Planet Coaster, because I'm building the custom lift hill section of the coaster and decided, you know what? The last one we're going to do, let's go big or go home. So instead I've decided to custom make the track in Blender, and then I will be texturing it using Adobe's Substance Painter 3D. Now, to start here, what you're seeing is the rails going in are being applied upon a curve modifier, which basically traces the rest of the lift hill. And then you just apply the mesh to the curve, and then it basically deforms the geometry to exactly what the track looks like. It's also a really useful way of getting that really nice B&M spine geometry alongside smooth curves without any harsh shading should you make the rails custom, like I did on, say, Nemesis, for instance. I decided I wanted to do this because I thought, you know, as I said, it's the last coaster we're going to be making. I may as well make it quite possibly one of the best things detail-wise that I've made, whilst also showing off some of the new skills that I've been learning, whilst I haven't necessarily been playing Planet Coaster. And I think this was another reason why I kind of wanted to maybe move to doing Blender or other videos in the future after finishing with Planet Coaster, because I just find more enjoyment out of this section than I did Planet Coaster. Though it was nice to get back in and build a layout, and obviously I did actually have quite a lot of fun with building the supports for the coaster as well. However, I honestly just enjoy 3D modeling stuff a bit more than I currently do with Planet Coaster, so there's a good chance I may try to make some content out of it. So if there's anything you want to see in particular, then let me know and I will get on that. And as you can see, currently I am setting up the assets to go into Substance Painter, and here we are. And this is basically the program which most game developers and 3D artists use to create really high quality mesh specific textures, for instance putting welds and ambient occlusion on things, and also creating just really high quality textures and details for mesh that you couldn't get by just applying different materials to different meshes. So going from what I was doing in Blender first to this is a bit of an upgrade compared to some of the older TMTK pieces I made, and I thought, why not go in and make some new stuff? And I may potentially make a few more pieces down the line in the series as I come to tidy up and finish some more things off, as I did leave a couple of corners empty with this episode. For instance, I didn't do the catwalks for the lift hill, I didn't do the some of the support footers for the free-lift section because they're going to be really terrain-based, and I also didn't do some of the smaller details such as the railings and things for the storage and transfer section, which will probably get changed in the later episodes, purely just because I wanted to get the supports finished and focused on for this, which is now where we are jumping to, because annoyingly again, some bits of the episode did as I sort of expected. However, it's not really the end of the world, as I got most of the footage I wanted showcased out. Now, enough waffling about me and what I've been doing. I thought it'd be nice to talk about the recent Frontier stream we just had, which is Frontier Unlocked, which was their sort of interim monthly stream where they're highlighting new releases, updates, and stuff that's going on with their games. And I think it is a little bit ironic that I'm now going to start talking about potential future plans after I said, oh, I'm finished with Planet Coaster, yada yada yada, all that. However, they did at one point in the stream talk about their new creative management sim IP game, which is coming out late this year. It is confirmed to be coming out late this year, and obviously they couldn't tell us too many details because they're not going to spoil it before they announce it. However, they did say they're going to be releasing more details in the coming streams, going forward. Now, these come out, I believe, the last Wednesday of every month, so the next one will be, I'll grab my calendar, the next one will be the 28th of February, which is the last day of the month of February. It's not actually, it's the 29th, I've just realised that it's a leap year this year, but so they're probably going to be talking about that. So obviously there's plenty of speculation to be had. Zoo just got announced to be going to console, which is kind of what most people were thinking, but surprisingly the release date is in about a month, which is kind of ridiculous. It's coming out, I think, late March, which is more 2 months, I guess, but that's still a very, very early release date, which I think is very, very impressive for them to be doing that. They've clearly been working on that for a long time. And they also said about PC Zoo also keep getting updates for a little while, I think they said. They're not quite done with it yet. So chances are what's going to happen is that whatever this game is will get announced this year. I'd say give it maybe a month or two before they announce it, because if it's going to be a whole new game, chances are they're going to be wanting to do like betas and alphas and things like that. So I'd say maybe March, maybe just after Zoo's release, because then it doesn't bring away from the marketing of it. So I think maybe they'll do that, and then we'll get an update of whatever this game is. Now, a lot of people have been speculating what it might be. Obviously, it could be any sort of creative management sim. It could be a city builder, because Cities 2's come out. It could be a transport tycoon. It could be any of that stuff. However, I think a lot of people, myself included, are speculating that this is probably... Now, I say probably with, like, I've got any idea if it's true or not. It's probably Planet Coaster 2, because Frontier unfortunately reported a loss last year of their titles, so chances are they're going to want to go back to an IP with an established fan base and something they know will sell decently well. And looking at that leaked roadmap we had from ages ago, the stuff that they did say did occur, so chances are it's probably Planet Coaster 2 that's been teased, because obviously, I mean, this is probably me reading into it, but they did end that little segment with Frontier is back. Now, I don't know whether or not they mean back as in they just haven't been posting stuff, or they're back in the theme park building genre, which, who knows? Honestly, it could be anything at this point. However, fingers crossed, we hear about some new information soon, and we can start getting excited about whatever this new creative management sim is. And if it is Planet Coaster 2, yes, I will be coming back, and I will not be disappearing anywhere. Probably because I just am purely burnt out with Planet Coaster specifically and not the genre, hence why I'm not going to say quit for like No Limits 2 or Blender when it comes to making coaster-related stuff. And, you know, if they release a second game, obviously there's going to be plenty of opportunities for me to go in and make speculation videos, talking about new features and wants that we have, along with just potential future plans that they could do with the game and what I want to see. And obviously when the game comes out, just gameplay of the game. We'll be getting right back into basically what we were doing, and of course there will be more series, challenges, just one-off coaster cinematic videos where, you know, I'll build something ridiculous and then we'll make a nice video on it, because that's what we do best here on this channel. And, you know, if it isn't Planet Coaster 2, so be it. We weren't expecting it to be confirmed anyway, so chances are I'll probably just try and experiment with some new stuff on the channel to keep things fresh, and we'll just see what happens and go from there. So if you wouldn't mind giving me some feedback on the content that I'm putting out, I might come back to Planet Coaster every so often if I get a random burst of motivation, but I wouldn't get, you know, your hopes up that I'll probably be putting out consistent content again after this series. Is there anything else to talk about in terms of this game? You might have noticed, I guess going back to the coaster, the colour scheme's now different. It's based on Kraken at SeaWorld, because I was given a recommendation by It's Maxe to do this, and to be honest, I feel what he was saying, because it does look very nice, especially on that sort of maritime setting that I'm going for. The next episode is probably going to be starting with landscaping. Now, you might be sort of wondering why I'm doing jobs in a very specific and weird order. Like, I haven't finished the catwalks for the lift hill yet, I haven't started the station, I haven't done this, that, and the other. Honestly, I feel like I'm just going to go based on what I'm motivated to do. So chances are the next episode is going to be starting with landscaping. Get things like the Batwing area done, all the area underneath the main, you know, section of the layout, get that all finished and boxed off. And then towards the end of the series will be when I probably go back to making the catwalks and the, you know, station and things like that, because things like that, they're very tedious to do and the motivation for them isn't great. So what I'm going to do is try and focus on making stuff that looks really good now and that I'm actually motivated to work on, because I'm really excited to get some landscaping on this, because this part of the reason why I gave it such an impressive setting with this headland and the cliffs was purely just because I wanted to incorporate some really nice rock work and scenery along with vegetation to make this look like a really nice coastal setting, you know, ride. I haven't decided what sort of like area this coaster is going to be based in, whether or not it's going to be sort of a hot temperate biome, or maybe it's even going to be sort of like a sort of British coastal area. I haven't decided yet. Chances are it's going to be a warmer country because there's just more vegetation and plants to do it with. So I'll probably end up, you know, creating something that looks decently okay. But I haven't decided about sort of the visual identity of this. I know it's not going to be specifically themed, but I might throw in some themed buildings around the place just to make it look nice. I did ages ago experiment with Greek buildings, like the white and blue, but I don't know if that would clash a bit too harsh with the colour scheme here, but I might potentially give it a go with some nice little windmills and things kicking around the area. But the main part of this ride is that landscaping and its interaction with the coaster. Is that everything? I think that could be everything in terms of the coaster updates and where I'm going from here. I'll try and get the next episode out sooner than, you know, the gap I've had with, you know, this last episode. However, no promises, just because I am currently busy with university and I'm trying to balance a couple of other things at the same time. But if I get some free time, and I'll try and get it out next week, chances are it'll probably be mid next week, maybe later on. If I get some motivation to work on it, I'll probably just whack it out and maybe get the episode out in record time, because there is absolutely no schedule for this, as different as I said I would in the first episode. Anyway, I think I've waffled on enough. We've got about 6 minutes of the time lapse left, so I will leave you to the brilliant soundtrack of Rollercoaster Tycoon 3, which I used in the last episode because I'm sorry, it is just brilliant and I love it. And thank you again for watching. Thank you for the support, honestly, for letting me come back after not posting for 6 months. I don't really know many people that would have been let off like that, as though you did with me as well, so I do appreciate you guys sort of giving me the benefit of the doubt by not posting for that long. But thank you again for the support, thank you for the suggestions on what to do for future content, and also this coaster. As always, if you have any names, themes, things like that I might be able to incorporate, do drop them in the comments and I will have a look and see if I can incorporate them into the coaster. Anyway, that's about enough from me, so thank you guys very much for watching, stay tuned for more, and I will see you all next time.